Welcome to the Great DeVape. We will be touching on controversial topics, and your stars will be me, the Dawn of Lady Clouds, and
Robbie fucking Vapes.
my nemesis.
That's right. Today's episode is on
The controversial topic of kids vaping.
should they vape, should they not? I'll be taking the side for kids vaping.
I'm taking the side of kids that shouldn't be vaping.
Controversy already.
You're going down.
We'll see, whatever. I'm pretty confident about this one.
You're just cocky.
Who will win? Hear our arguments, and then you can decide. Alright, so how this works, round one is the opening statement. You'll be going first? Are you sure you're ready?
No.
That is not the answer I wanted to hear. I wanted a challenge today.
I'll be a challenge.
Alright, we'll see. We'll see. Each of us will have 2 minutes to state our opening case on whether or not kids should be allowed to vape. After that, we'll be cut off, and it will be the next person's turn. You're up first. Are you ready?
Okay. Are we live?
Go. We're live.
Okay, we're live. Alright, so one thing I'd touch on is I don't think kids should be vaping or smoking, and it just bugs me. Like, I know personally I was one of those kids that was smoking, and I highly regret it, and I try to stop any child from harming themselves in the way that they would with cigarettes or vaping, because there are studies that haven't quite shown exactly what e-cigarettes do to us in the long run, but at the same time, it is the healthier alternative to smoking. But at the same time, if your child doesn't smoke at all and they want to start vaping, why would they want to start a dirty habit just to start a habit? Like, wouldn't you try to prevent that? Personally, if my kid came up to me and was like, "Mom, I want to start smoking or vaping," I would personally say no, because I was that kid and I highly regret ever starting it, and it was one of the hardest things I ever had to beat. I just, no, I don't agree with it. It's no.
So you don't want to report them?
No,
You're
I'm
happy with your
good. I'm
statement?
happy with my statement.
Alright. So in that case, I now have only 1 minute to argue why kids should be allowed to choose the option of vaping. Will you do the honors?
Yes, I will. Alright, 1, 2, 3, and we're live.
Should kids be able to vape? It's a great question, and it's controversy. It's full of controversy, I know. But here's the big thing. What would they be doing if they weren't vaping? If we give them the option to vape, we may be preventing them from doing other things. Smoking, drugs, alcohol. It's a safer alternative than the above mentioned. Yes, there are health risks involved. We'll touch on that later on, but basically, should kids be allowed to vape? I think it should be their choice. Let's not, and of course there are certain age restrictions. I'm not saying that a 12-year-old should be allowed to vape. I'm saying that if you're an old enough, responsible child, 16 to 17 kind of thing, then yes, you should be able to make your own decision on whether or not you should be allowed to vape. How do you make that decision? First thing is, do your research. Make sure this is something you actually have done the research on and understand the risks involved in this. This is not something to take lightly. This is not something to go out and do because, oh, I'm running out of time, because you want to. This is something that you have to seriously consider no matter whether you're a child or an adult.
Time!
Next up, the rebuttal. You ready?
I'm ready.
This is your rebuttal to why kids should not smoke based on my opening statement.
Let's
Ready?
go.
Go.
We're live. Alright, so what you said kind of makes sense, but at the same time, like, yes, we do, but shops do have age restrictions, and it is to keep our kids safe. I would like to explain to children that it's not the best thing to start. Like, if you just keep not smoking and that, you could be a lot healthier person, and you don't need to worry about any of those health endangerments or dirty habits or spending your money on shit that you don't fucking need. Because personally, you don't need it, you can live without it, and it's not something like, have willpower for fuck's sakes. I'm getting coarse now. I'm really angry, but at the same time I know I'm gonna lose, so I gotta throw in some swear words.
You have 15 seconds. You can fill in with swear words if you want, but
Shit,
it's a bold strategy.
I wish I knew the 7 dirty words from George Carlin. But Yeah, kids shouldn't be vaping. You shouldn't be vaping no matter what this guy says because it's just not healthy.
Time. Well done.
I tried.
But now it's my turn.
Yeah, and we're live.
Oh, we're on. Okay. So, my rebuttal. Easy. First of all, I never stated that a vape shop should sell to a minor. That is absolutely not what I'm saying here. What I'm saying is a child should be able to approach their parent, and the parent should be able to make the judgment saying, yes, I believe you are responsible enough to be vaping. If you're a parent, don't just say no. Because what are they going to do? They're going to turn around and at least do vaping, maybe even do something even worse than that. Again, the health risks involved. Yes, we don't know what are involved just yet. But what we do know is smoking cigarettes is a lot worse. And as a 16-year-old, speaking from experience, when I found cigarettes, I asked my parents, they said no, I went out and did it anyways. Why? Because that's what kids do. They're going to do things anyways. But if you give them an inch, you might just get the unexpected result. They will listen to you and actually respect you for allowing them to do something that maybe is a little bit unhealthy potentially, but it's a lot better than knowing that something is unhealthy.
Time.
All right, next up, the closing statements.
Alright.
Understand you've prepared your closing statement?
Yes, I
Would you like to share
have.
it?
Yes.
You have 1 minute to do so, starting now.
Okay, and we're live. So, my closing statement is that parents, like, I do understand that there are other, like, alternatives for them, and, like, you don't want them to vape and stuff, but at the same time, you've really got to explain the things to them and the facts, and tell them how hard smoking was on you, and let them know how much of a struggle it was for you just to make the transition from smoking to vaping, and just imagine the transition it will be from vaping to not vaping at all and just living without the product. So if you can get them and convince them to not use the products at all and just live with their decision of being a healthier person, then that would be the way to go, because it's just not worth it. It's turned into another habit, and it's a fun habit at that, and I know I'll always want to inhale some sort of something into my lungs, but at the same time, it's really a bad vice not to, like, you could spend your money way better other ways, and yeah, so...
Time.
Now I understand. You have prepared your closing statement.
I have.
So, you ready to get your ass kicked? Because they're going to choose me.
We'll see about that.
I think many people with kids would agree.
Alright, we're live?
We're live.
We're live. All the viewers out there, please listen to this and listen to it with a bit of a grain of salt, okay? Here's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that we should be encouraging kids to smoke. I'm not saying that this should be something we should be advertising to children. No. What I'm saying is if a child discovers it on their own, which they're going to, children are curious. They want to know more about everything we have to offer. Just give it a chance and don't say no, because as soon as you say no, it will lead to other options. And if you give them other options, they're going to go further and further with it. That's just how I was as a kid. I'm speaking from experience. I know as a kid, if vaping was around, it would have been a lot better of an option than cigarettes or anything else for that matter. So yes, when you're watching this, please take in mind that in order to help the youth and the kids, again, in that, I'm not talking about young kids, I'm talking about 16, 17-year-old kids who are interested, they're curious, they're at that age where all their friends are doing something else. If their friends are smoking cigarettes, wouldn't you rather have them... Fuck.
Fuck.
I was just about to finish it. I had such a good line.
Thank you for the minute timer, Robbie.
Alright guys, thank you all for watching the first episode. Now it is up to you. Who won this debate? Who presented the best argument? What side do you take? Maybe you already have a side in mind. If you do, let us know down in the comments which side you believe is the best option for whether or not kids should be able to smoke.
You guys are the jury, so let's make a good decision, guys.
And by smoke, I mean vape. I already realized I messed it up.
Yeah.
But, again, you know what I mean. So you guys are the jury. You guys get to decide who wins this episode. And the winner of this episode will have bragging rights into the next episode, which will make the loser to do something... Embarrassing. Okay. We've agreed.
Embarrassing.
Very embarrassing.
I gotta think of your punishment.
Oh, okay. We'll see about that. Alright guys, so who do you choose? Robbie Vapes?
John of Lady Clouds!
Who's the winner? You decide.